Good morning, and welcome to another wonderful day in Noble Legacy. I'm having a bit of a sit down this episode. In the last episode, we built a new house and showed you how to upload that and configure it on the Steam Workshop, so you can add your own prefabs in and also look at other people's, and there are some wonderful builds on there. This episode, like I say, I'm having a bit of a rest because I spent an entire day yesterday, real day, running around the map. Now I've discovered that the map is 4 kilometres side to side and top to bottom, which is a long way. Because I had to run it several times. At running speed, it takes about 20 seconds to run 100 metres in the game. If you're on horseback at gallop, it's 17 seconds, so the horse is slightly quicker. But the map's 4 kilometres each way. Realistically, about 3,800 metres, 3.8 kilometres of usable space. So that takes about 2 hours to get from one side of the map to the other, and top to bottom. And I ran round the entire place yesterday. The reason for that is I'm thinking of starting afresh with the next update, which is due, well, the devs say coming soon. I reckon probably a couple of weeks maybe, and the new update will be out. Now the new update changes a lot of things from what I understand and from what we're being told and heard. We're getting a lot more villagers, so possibly up to 65 to 75 villagers as our max, which increases it by like 20 to 25 villagers. We're also getting new professions and buildings, so we're getting in the apothecary, I think, which will lead to sort of illness, disease, remedies and cures for our villagers. But I'll also add in a few other things as well. The devs have not sat back and enjoyed what the game has. They just want to add more and more and more, which is wonderful. The dev team are doing a really good job. Now, the last update happened, I think it was episode 5 of this series. So I missed out on some of the early progression stuff because I was already ahead of it. With the next update, again, I think it's going to change progression slightly, so I want to get the best of that. So I'm thinking of starting again. So what I did was I ran round all the starting plots on the game, just to see where we could start again if that's what we want to do, and I think it is. So I've checked out all 6 of the starting locations, what's there, where the nearest gold mines are, where the resources are, and just have a run round and have a look. So, to that end, let's have a look at how I got on. Okay, so we're in the loading screen for starting a new game. I'm going to go round them. There's 7 starting areas in total. I'm going to start with the easy ones first. So I'm going to start at Thornville Valley, which is where I've got my current game for Noble Legacy that you've all watched on videos. So some of it will seem very familiar.
What if the invasion of England never occurred? Duke William of Normandy lays claim to the English crown. His nobles are divided, and so looks to new blood. William has granted you stewardship of untamed land. Build, prepare, decide. Will you support William's conquest, or will you alter the course of history forever? The choice is yours. This is your noble legacy.
Okay, so here we are in Thornville Valley. Like I say, those of you that have watched the series will recognise quite a lot of this. Although when I started the series, I started in the same place that you would start now if you were creating your own. so I had a bit of a longer run. Because of that, I missed something glaringly obvious, which you will see in a second. We're heading straight down the hill. I should follow the road, but I'm not, so nah. So yeah, so this is Thornville Valley, where my series is based, and I missed this bit. You've got a nice, big, flat, open space, plenty of room for your village and town. If we go over to the lake here, well, pond. It is a pond, really. This, it's not a lake. My fishing hut is where those, I guess the willows are, heading into those trees. So, the other side of the river is lovely. Well, pond. Let's say a big, wide open space, nice and flat, plenty of room to build a thriving town, rather than me box myself in a little bit like I have over there. So let's go into the aerial view and we can have a look at resources. So we've got plenty of clay and sand around the pond. It's good hunting as well, with rabbits and deer scattered round. For resources, there's a lot of copper and a bit of iron over that way. But if you look slightly, I guess it's to the north, there's a nice contingent of copper and iron here, and that's only from where I'm standing at the lake. Put that in the middle. It's 187 meters away. So even if you put your foundry where I'm stood, right by the lake, it's within the 200 meter range to get decent resources, because that seems to be the limit of how far people will travel for the resources for your smelters and things. So that's a really good location. You've also got some here, which again, well within the 200 meter range. Plenty of copper there as well. So there's lots of resources easily in reach. Now you do have like a couple of boars, a couple of wolves, a little farther out, but not really enough that should bother your village too much. So that's the overview of Thornville. Let's say my village is here, straddling this road, with the bandit camp up on top of the hill there. There's another one just to the north from memory. Yeah, there it is. 287 meters away. So again, not really much that's going to worry you. As far as gold goes, if we look this way towards the hill, the nearest gold mine is there. So if I put a marker, let's find the entrance. There it is. So I put a marker right at the entrance there. That's 520 meters away. Well, 522 from where I'm stood, which is just there. Oh no, that's the other lake. We're slightly further south than that. So 522 meters from here is your nearest gold. Now you don't need a lot of gold at the moment, so going and getting that yourself, not really a problem. You can get that every couple of days, game days, and that's fine. So there you go. That is Thornville Valley. Really nice place to build. But build this side rather than where I did, because you've got more space and it's flatter, and yeah, all round better location right here. So there you go. Let's move on. So next is Wheatland, which is down in the bottom right corner, the southwest. We were up here before, we're now down here. So, agricultural land for steady harvests, big wide open fields, should be good. Another easy location with plenty of fish, meat and stone. So let's go and have a look. Right, here we are in Wheatland. Let's head down the hill and we can have a look. There's a nice big lake down there. Some coal on the way down. Now, I have played a game here, the game I play just for me, rather than my videos. I'm based here. You've got iron right by the road here. And most of my town is in this space here. But you've got plenty of room on that side as well. You've got a nice big lake with a couple of fishing spots in it. Again, plenty of sand, plenty of clay, a good amount of resources round. With that being said, let's go into the aerial view and we will have a look. So let's zoom out a bit. So let's say we've got clay, we've got sand, we've got plenty of fish. Again, lots and lots of hunting. So deer, rabbits, all around the place. If we look at a slightly wider view, for my village, my smelter is actually about here. So I've got plenty of coal, I've got iron there, I've got iron there, and I've got copper up the hill. A slightly better place to put it would be on this side of the village, because there's a lot more over here. So we've got iron, we've got copper, and we've got coal, but that's 218 meters away from where we're stood. So you'd need to put your foundry on this side of the lake, and that would shorten that distance by 60 meters from where we're stood. So it'll put it well within the 200 meter range. We've also got iron on the other side of the village over here, well, the lake. Again, you've got wolves off in the distance there, but again, not going to be a threat. Oh, there's plenty of stuff over there as well. What's over here? What distance is this? So, because you've got a lot of iron, a lot of coal. That's 231 meters away. So if you were building around this side of the lake, I'll give you iron there, you've got iron there, and copper just beyond. So, not too bad. Like I say, plenty of resources. Now, the only downside with building here, as I've found out, the nearest gold mine is actually at the Brightwater Lake, which we will have a look at in a minute. But that's quite a distance to the north of us. I think I'm heading the right way. Where's the town? Yeah, there it is. Sorry. So Brightwater Lake is this big lake up here. And that's where the nearest gold mine is that I have found. Which should be there. So that's 800 meters away from where we are. But you do get some nice open fields, plenty of space to put lots of farms down, plenty of space to build a big castle, and a nice lake to look over it. So there we go. That is Wheatland. Nice easy start. Only downside, gold's a bit of a trek. So there we go. Moving on. Next, we're going to look at Brightwater Lake itself, where we just mentioned about the gold, which is in the middle of the map on the western side. Nearest town is Cliffhaven. So it's a medium start, plenty of fish, plenty of clay. I think this is actually the easiest start in the game. Most of the villages I've seen on the Noble Legacy Discord channel, which has a show your village page, most of the ones on there are around Brightwater Lake. So let's go and have a look. So here we are at Brightwater Lake. Again, we've got coal right as we start. It's not a bad location, just this bit here, to be fair. But let's head down to the lake. Now, this is the biggest lake on the game from memory. There is quite a large one up by Thornville Valley, but this is certainly the biggest and the easiest to build around, I think. Like I say, to my mind, this is probably the easiest start in the game. And we'll explain why when we get there. Not far now. Deceptive entrance to the area. So the reason that most people build here, from what I've seen, is you have a lot of flat ground, and building on flat ground apparently is a lot easier. So let's cross this river. So yeah, we have a nice big lake. Lots of people like building in the middle of the lake, put a big castle in the middle of the lake and using it like a moat, which is a really cool effect. And round the lake, you've got lots and lots of flat, open terrain. So let's go into the aerial view and we can have a look. So again, so much clay you won't know what to do with it. Same with sand. Plenty of fishing, plenty of wildlife, lots of rabbits, lots of deer. And there's its biggest draw. You have a gold mine right next to the lake there, with lots of copper there, lots of coal, iron just beyond. So putting your smelter right here, you've got access to iron over there. If your smelter's here, that's easily within range. You've got gold, you've got copper, and you've got coal, and iron just beyond it as well. So that's probably why I think it's the easiest start, because you've got everything you could possibly want right here. A massive lake that you can build on, huge open spaces to do what you like, and so many resources pretty close by. You could build an absolutely massive town here, without any problem, any worries for resources. So yeah, to me, easiest start in the game. If you want to just get on and build stuff, this is the best one, I think. Now, the reason it's a medium is you do have boars and wolves. So there's boars right by the gold mine there, but they're easy enough to deal with, and they can quickly get rid of those, so they won't bother you. So yeah, that is Brightwater Lake in a nutshell. It's nice. It's got lots of resources, so much space, so much flat terrain. Great place to start your game. So let's move on. Okay, the next place we're going to look at is Fernbrook, which is the next medium, and that's on the southeast side of the map. Just over here, we've got Hartwood and Fernstead are the nearest villages, probably about the same distance apart really, and it's this little lake here, which looks lovely. Again, it's a medium start, but there's plenty of wood, berries, mushrooms, clay. Let's go and have a look. Right, so here we are in Fernbrook. Let's take a wander down the hill. Again, it looks like you've got nice big open spaces. I'm actually going to equip my sword because from memory there are a couple of not very nice creatures around here. That's usually what the medium means. You've got a couple of like wolves or boars, things like that, in the near vicinity of where you want to start. It's always better to be prepared and have your sword at the ready. So here we go. Got a little bit more undulation in the terrain here. But you've got a nice, there's big flat sections for your farms and things, and a little bit of undulation in the village is not a bad thing. Makes it more interesting. The road going right past the lake here is a nice, makes a nice view. And again, as with all the lakes, we've got plenty of fish, plenty of clay, plenty of sand. So this side of the road, near the lake, you've got quite a wide expanse, and then just over there you've got a nice big flat area for your farms and things just over there. So again, you could do a lot with this area, but let's stand by the lake as we have done in the others, and let's have a look at the aerial view. So again, plenty of fish, plenty of clay, plenty of sand, good hunting with rabbits and deer nearby as well. If we go down to a slightly lower view, lots of copper and iron over that side of the pond. More hunting and things there. And there we've got boar not too far away to the side there, and bears not too far out either. I don't think there's a mine over here. No, there isn't. But coal's up on the hillside there past the bears. But again, it's as easy to make charcoal. You don't really need coal that much. It's nice to have if you've got it handy. If you haven't, I wouldn't worry about it. So that's a pretty good place to start. Again, we've got wolves in the trees over there. But again, far enough away that they're not really going to be an issue early on. So it's quite a nice area, this one. The downside with this is gold. The nearest gold mine is a trek. If we look at the map, we are down by this lake here. The nearest gold mine I have found is up by this lake here. There's a gold mine just on the north side of that little lake there. So it's a bit of a trek. Let's have a look at how far it actually is. So follow this road. Recruits available. I won't be recruiting at the moment. So this should be coming up on a lake just up here somewhere. There it is. And the gold mine is there, with the entrance, I think, facing the lake. There it is. So there we go. It's 1,000 meters away, just over. If we look at our map, screen rather. So the road by the lake, just follow that north, and 1,000 meters away is your nearest gold mine that I've found. Now, I've found 7 gold mines on the entirety of the map, and that's the nearest one I've found. I may be wrong, but we'll see. So yeah, this is Fernbrook. It is a lovely place to start the game. A couple of minor drawbacks with the gold, but other than that, again, you don't need much gold, so just a couple of trips out there every now and again to get the gold yourself, not really a problem. So there you go. Right, moving on. Right, into the hard difficulty maps now. Bracken March Hill. Again, got a nice little pond. All the starts pretty much are near ponds-ish. So yeah, plenty of minerals, plenty of resources. Let's go and have a look. Okay, so here we are on Bracken March Hill. I am definitely having my sword ready for this one. This is a hard starting area. As the name suggests, it's quite hilly. As in... oh, yeah. So there's one of your first problems. You've got a bandit camp right on your doorstep. But early on in the game, once you've got a couple of villagers with some swords, they're good fun to clear out. Grab a couple of villagers, go and clear it out, and they'll leave you alone for a little bit, apparently. So here we are down by the lake. Not a very big lake, this one. So again, it's a bit bigger than a pond, but not quite a lake. Now, there's not a lot of access for this one. If we look to this side, you've got quite a steep drop off to down to the river there, with quite an embankment round this side of the lake itself. Here would be a good spot to have your fishing hut, I guess, in these reeds. It's got a slope down, but it's not too bad. And for me, I would have my village down in this spot. There is that ridge over there which hems you in a little bit, but you could use that as a feature. And as you look to the south there, we have wolves straight away. But this place has some benefits which are quite nice. So again, if we run round the other side of the lake, actually we can just do it from the... yeah, we'll do what we normally do, and we'll have a look at the overhead view. So again, plenty of clay, plenty of sand round the lake. You have got wolves either side of your starting lake, but there's a gold mine right there, 100 meters away, with wolves, and unfortunately you've got boars and bears. This is what makes it hard. You've got a bit of a fight in your hands right early game, but again, they're not terrible. You can easily take them out. Now it says 10 bears. You're not going to get 10 bears. I think you get 2 or 3 at most. Bears are usually the solitary creatures up here, so don't let the 10 worry you. Don't know why it says 10, because I've never seen more than like a couple of bears. So yeah, you've got a lot of nasty wildlife around, boars and wolves and things, but again, plenty of resources. If we look at the mine, you've got lots of iron, you've got lots of copper, you've got lots of gold. Again, coal, there's some just over there, but again, charcoal is your friend, so you don't really need the coal. You do need coal to make the iron, but again, it's easy enough to nip out and get some coal and bring it back. Not a hardship really. And like I say, you've got a gold mine right there. So if you like a bit of a fight, this is a good place to start, because everything is fairly close at hand. The thing that makes it more difficult is the terrain is not the easiest. You've got a bit of a flat spot down here. Once you start building, these wolves will just go away, because you build over the spawn point, they stop spawning. So yeah, it's quite nice. You've got plenty of hunting, you're going to have plenty of meat from the wildlife. So not a bad little spot to dig your teeth into, if you like a bit more of a challenge. So there you go. This is Bracken March Hill, and it's not a bad spot to start your game. What's behind these bushes? So again, you've got a bit of flat ground there for putting your farms in. It's enough space to do it. So, there we have it. Bracken March Hill. Let's move on. Okay, so the next hard starting location is Hartwood Forest down here in the south. Bracken March is the one all the way up there. Again, plenty of resources looking at this. It says we've got gold ore. I've not found that. Let's have a go and have a look. Okay, so here we are at Hartwood Forest. As the name would suggest, you have plenty of lumber, plenty of firewood. Starting on the hill here, we'll run down to the lake. I think this again is more of a pond than a lake from memory, but we'll let's go and have a look. Oh, again, it's a hard area. Let's make sure we've got our sword handy if we need it. We all know what I'm like at combat, so I'd rather be ready. Having some graphical glitches today, I do apologise. So here's our lake. Yeah, it's a pond. There are fish in there, I promise. But again, bit of flat area on this far side. Again, we've got boars and things over there in the distance, which you would need to deal with. There is room to get a small fishing hut on this lake. There you go. There's the fish icon just come up. But there is a fair bit of flat ground to build on for your farms and pastures and things. And again, a nice, well, hillside town. So let's do our usual, stand by the lake and have a look at the overhead view. Now, like I said, if there's gold here, I can't find it. So if any of you know where the gold is at this place, let me know, because I've searched high and low for gold here. Gold's normally fairly easy to spot, as you've seen on the other places. We do have lots and lots of resources though. Plenty of iron, coal, copper, clay, all over this area over here. Again, you've got boars to deal with there. And I think we've got bears reasonably local as well. But there is a couple of spots where you can get a bit of everything. That being the most advantageous one, I would guess, by the river here, because you've got sand, you've got the clay and iron, and copper as well. So, and that from the lake, 105 meters, so not very far away at all. But like I say, gold, not seen any. I mean, if you do want lots of resources, just look at the hill behind you. There is lots up there. But there's also boars, wolves, bears. Again, don't let the 10 put you off. So there is lots and lots of seriously good resources in this area. Like I say, I just can't find the gold anywhere. So although it says there is some, if anyone knows where it is, please let me know. So there's your nearest village. But you do have a bandit camp pretty close by as well from memory. Let's see if I can spot it. Excuse me. Thought I'd seen one. I may be wrong on that. Yeah, it looks like I'm wrong. But you've got quite a lot to deal with the wild. Oh, there it is. So you've got a bandit camp here, quite a nice big castle, and that's 255 meters away from your lake, which is just here. So not very far away at all. But again, they're fun to clear out. So that is Hartwood Forest. I say you've got a small fishing pond, a nice bit of flat area, but lots of wildlife to deal with. But again, so many resources, it's untrue. The nearest gold that I've found to this one is actually probably, again, the Brightwater Lake, which if we look at where we are, let's get rid of that marker. Brightwater Lake is all the way up there, so a fair distance to travel. Or that one, as I mentioned before, for Fernbrook, which is the nearest one for Fernbrook, which is there. So it swings and roundabouts. I would say probably Brightwater Lake's the nearest and easiest to get to. Just follow this road and it takes you straight there. So there, that's Hartwood Forest. Yeah, let's move on. Okay, so last but not least, we have Carve Your Own Path, where you can pick anywhere on the map to go. From, if you've watched the start of my Kingdom series, this is where I actually started and ended up having to run all the way up to Thornville Valley, which was a bit of a trek. It's a couple of thousand meters, but yeah, everyone used to start here initially, but thankfully the updates changed that, and each place has its own starting position, this one being fairly central. So let's go and have a look. Right, here we are at Choose Your Own Path. Now this is listed as easy, basically because you can start wherever you want. That's the whole point. You don't have a set place to start building, and you can do whatever you want in the game. Now that means you've got free reign of the entire map. Now for me starting, like I say, I started at Thornville Valley, which is all the way up there, so it was a bit of a hike. Fortunately, with the, like I say, the way it is now after the update, each start position has its own place to go. From here, there's a couple of places that stand out to me as good places to build if you don't want to start in one of the 6 sort of generic starting places. One of which is this little lake over here, where I mentioned about the gold mine for Fernbrook. So let's go and have a look at that, and we will, when I get out the map, come off that, let's go and have a look over there. So here we are at the lake I was mentioning. Again, as ever, you've got plenty of clay there. We've got lots of sand. It's quite a nice area. You've got a nice overlook of the bandit camp on the hill there. There's quite a lot of flattish area that's fairly easy to build on, I would guess. Got lots of resources around. There is a bandit camp fairly close by as well as the one on the hill. That's a bandit camp there 160 meters away. And you have this, which is a gold mine. Not been in the gold mine yet, so let's go and actually have a look in. These normally have, well, they're all pretty much the same layout. So you've got a node there, and then down each one of these legs you've got a couple of gold nodes down here. So yeah, that's what the inside of a gold mine looks like. I think, oh, it's from the lamp. So if we have a look at the aerial view, let's just head back to the lake, because I normally stand by a lake for these shots, don't I? As you can see, it's not very far away. And we'll go into the aerial view. So, like I said, plenty of clay, plenty of sand, plenty of fish, some good wildlife dotted around as well for hunting. Where the gold mine is, you've also got lots of copper, you've got lots of iron, you've got some coal not so far away as well. All within easy reach of a smelter by the lake here. And yeah, there's lots of resources around here that could be a really nice start. Another good place over there with lots of iron and coal, which is only 139 meters away from where I'm stood, which is by the lake here. So you've got all this in easy access for plenty of materials, and let's say there is a decent amount of flattish land around this little lake to build. So yeah, it's quite a nice place. One of the unknown, shall we say, as a good starting position, because you've got everything you need right here. Not quite as much building land as some of the other places, but you could build over here quite happily, and have your foundry close enough by this road that all of that is within reach. So yeah, it's quite a nice place. And on the map, like I say, Fernstead, just west of that you'll find this little lake in this junction of roads here. The next place we're going to look at is just to the side of the mountain at this lake over here, which is another nice undiscovered spot. That's Brightwood Lake, so it's not far away from that, but let's go and have a look at that place. So I will be back when I get there. Heading west, which is that way. Okay, so here we are at the other lake I was mentioning. Again, quite a nice sizable lake. You could probably build into this one as well to have your castle or your manor house in the middle of the lake with a moat round it. So it's quite a nice little lake. So what am I doing? Let's stand by the lake and have a look round. So let's go to aerial view. So again, as usual, lots of clay, lots of sand. We've got copper nearby. And oh look, there's a gold mine just to the south. And again, you've got, there's the entrance, a lot of coal. You've got iron there as well, and a little bit of copper, which is a little bit further out. Again, you do have boars and wolves. That's not really, again, it's not really a hardship. You've got copper here as well and coal. So that looks like quite a nice area to actually build. And then you've got your lake for your fishing and things. So another nice little spot to set up your homestead. Because it's not one of the more, well, it's not one of the main zones. It's not far away from Brightwood Lake, which is down here. So it's just to the north. But it's quite a nice little place. You've got the road network there. And it's not far from where you start. Again, you start on this hill, well, there. So it's not very far away from that. And it's a nice location. You've got enough flat area for everything that you need, house-wise and for farms and things like that, with lots of resources. So again, if we look at this view, we're just looking over there is your mine in that hill just there as it goes dark. Perfect. So that's my choice of two locations that you could build just off on your own and do your own thing, that give you access to everything that your other starts do. Possibly slightly less building area than you have, but that gives you a chance to be a little bit more creative with your builds. So that will do for that's pretty much sums up the tour of the starting spots. So back to your normal programming. Okay, so here we are back in the village. What did you think? I covered all the 6 of the basic starting locations, and then 2 from the create your own that I think could be interesting. So what do you think of them? Where if you were starting again, where would you start? Or if you're starting for the first time, even better, where do you think you would start, having seen that? Leave me a comment, let me know. The other answer that I'm looking for is, if I am going to start again, which is highly probable, where do you think I should start? Where do you want to see me build? Now, Brightwater Lake, I think, is the easiest start in the game. Yeah, you've got a couple of animals there, but you've got your gold mine, you've got a massive amount of building area. You could build anything you want in there. And in the Discord, in the Show Us Your Village channel on Noble Legacy's Discord, that's where a lot of people have started and built, because you've got so much space. So I don't want to start there, because that's where everyone starts pretty much. So out of the rest of it, where do you think I should start? Let me know in the comments. We've got a couple of weeks, so we've got time to have a think and have a play around. But yeah, let me know. As part of the process for that, I also did a map, which I will bring up now. Okay, so this is the map that we have. Like I say, I've copied this off the starting game, as you can see, but I've added it in a few extra pieces. Now, as you've seen, it shows all the different starting locations. So we've got Bracken March Hill, we've got Thornville Valley, which is where I am now, Brightwater Lake down here, we've got Wheatlands down here, Hartwood Valley, and Fernbrook. Plus, with the Create Your Own, we found the 2 little lakes there, which I think are good starting locations. On top of that, you've also got a little lake up here with a mine that could be a good starting area, and also up here towards Thornwick, which is another nice big lake that you could start at as well. So I've added in the mine locations. So that's what these symbols here are. There's 7 gold mines at the moment, which are dotted around the map. There is supposed to be one down in Hartwood Forest. It's missing at the moment, but I'm told it will be coming back hopefully with the next update. So here's hoping that that comes back. Well, it will come back, I think, from what the devs are saying. So there, yeah. I will make this map available in my Discord, so you can have access to it on there. If you want to join my Discord, there's a link in the description below. So, back to the game. There we go. So, I'm going to leave it there, I think. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed yourself and you've got this far, consider leaving me a like if you haven't already. If you have enjoyed yourself and again you've got here and you're not a subscriber, again 60 to 70% of people watching my videos don't seem to be subscribers. So if you're not, consider hitting that subscribe button for me. It makes a huge difference to the channel and to me personally. So thank you for that if you already have. As I've just said, if you want to join my Discord, there's a link in the description below, where you can come and talk to me. You can ask me about the games that I play. So Noble Legacy, I'm playing Aska as well at the moment, and the V Rising series that I'm playing with one of my channel members, Esk, who's just walking up behind us by chance. There she is. To get your name of one of the villagers, you can also join my Patreon channel. That gives you access to all my videos early. It's usually a day or so early, at a minimum. But also there's special areas in my Discord that you can chat to me. I play quite a few games with various channel members. So yeah, you can do that as well. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next episode. Cheerio!